Good afternoon. It is March 15th, 2000. Here, let me get these off the screen. 2021, and this is what we were looking at for today. I would say it was like in a range, and then there was like kind of like two legs down maybe, but then we had these two legs up. So prices closed higher today. Not much action. Not many good entries either. Here, let me elongate that. Not many good entries. It all looked pretty aggressive. I think if you extended this range down, whoops, let's see. Well, I'll have to fix that later. But if you move that range down, maybe there are some entries down here um, in that area. But here, let's take a look. However, a lot of these moves you have to be aggressive. Not a lot of volume today either. This is driving me crazy. There, that looks good. Not a lot of volume either, so I just walked away. Before I forget, I want to point out this trade. Mac actually published a video on YouTube midday. I had this trade marked, but I marked it as aggressive because this looks congested. It did look like a range day at this point, as we saw from the overview of the day. So this is like a lower high. It's also a second entry short, and you do have this leg up, but it just looks aggressive to me. But this is actually the trade Mac took. Um, he took this. It did work out. Um, but he's much more experienced than I. So let's take a look at the trades that I marked. So in the overnight, we made these highs. All right, so we made these overnight highs and these overnight lows. So it looks like we got three touches. One, two, three, or at least three times where it touched that price level. So that was going to be an important point of resistance if we made it up there. Shortly after the open, we get this bounce a little higher than the overnight lows. And then it gets a little congestive up here. So we get this. This is a second entry. This is definitely aggressive because it looks congestive. You've made a high price level up here. We're going into those highs, so I don't really like that. Um, but it comes up. This is a with trend breakout that fails. You get a lower high, but I mean it's not a good signal bar, unfortunately, because that does look like a trap. And it moves down, and then you get this trap down here with the double test, and the double test comes right here actually. But you definitely can't enter above this bar. So I would enter above this as if it's like back into congestion, this congestive area. Whoops, my son's playing with my keyboard. Okay, so that's how I would enter on that, and I do like that. And then the break back into congestion fails, it comes back out, bounces, comes back in. I'd probably draw. That's what I was trying to do earlier. It's driving me crazy. I'd probably move. Let's see, move this, make it bigger here, especially when that comes almost to the top. So you might look at some entries down here. So yeah, bounce. This looks like a trap to me. I didn't mark that, but if you drew your support down here, moved the support from where it was up here down to here, I'd probably take this. And would that have filled? Let's see. Entry would be 32.50, 32.50, and that would have failed. So that'd be a four tick failure. So guess I didn't. I guess it's a good thing if you didn't draw your support down here and didn't like that. But I like those entries. However, it does look like a downtrend is starting. And that would look like it's going into the top of that range. So it's actually, you know, people who think it's a short trap, it's really a long trap. And it looks like the price might be respecting the EMA. So that's another reason why you might not take that. But anyway, prices come off here. You get a confirmation of the top of that trend line right here on this. It's only it's only a first entry, but it is a good signal bar, so there is reason to take it. Also, it's now I'm noticing it's off the midline of this range, so that's one reason to look at it. But look at how congested prices are in here. Even more congestion here. You get a triple test. Actually, that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple test, if you will, right here. So I mean, I wouldn't like going short there because you're going into the lows and you don't have much room. You're going into the lows of the swing, but you're also going into the overnight lows. That is a quintuple test, so you know that's going to go a little further down. Then we get this move up. Prices weren't making it to the bottom of this trend line, so they just went sideways until they broke this trend line. Looks like 1, 2 legs up, and then we get this sharp move down. You get a lower high right here, but that's going into the trend line, and then a even steeper drop that goes beneath the overnight lows. And what this probably is just people see that there's kind of price acceptance here, and they probably confuse that and think we're going to the overnight highs, but it's not price rejection. So it starts moving higher, people start going long, thinking we're going to the overnight highs, and they get trapped, and it just shoots down. And as I said at the beginning of this video, Mac made a video of this trade right here. He took it, thinking that we're in a range on a range day. So we get this. I think this is probably what convinced him so much that he can go long is this big leg back to the EMA. And then you combine that with the fact that you're getting a failed second entry short, I should say. Combine that with the fact that that's a failed second entry short, a great signal bar. I think that's why he took it. And he measured that leg, put it right here, and yeah, it goes well past that measured move. He had this drawn in real time. He drew this trend line. So I think he's gonna, in the video tonight, he's probably gonna talk about, it's actually probably a spike in channel because prices were actually respecting this trend line. So let me erase this. Prices started to respect this trend line. And you do get a failed second entry short again off the trend line here with a nice signal bar, low risk. I should probably mark this as aggressive because look how far away from the EMA it is. But it is a failed second entry short. First entry, second entry, first entry. Oh, that looks like it might be a third entry short. Here, first entry, second entry, first entry, second entry. Yep, looks like that's not even failed second entry short. So let's see, because unless these are matching lows, no, they're not. So yeah, that's a third entry short. But anyway, let's keep moving. So this trend line gets broken right here. And, we're expecting 2 legs up to a new high. We get this first leg up. And this looks like a trap. It's also within this larger trend. But after this nice leg up, it looks like a trap. It's fairly low risk. So, I mean, if you want to be aggressive, that might be where you enter. But we are expecting another leg up, and that's what we get. Get another leg up, starts to go sideways a little, makes another high. And the reason I marked this after these nice legs up is because, look, that's clearly at the same exact point as those other swings earlier in the overnight, and you get a nice signal bar. So if you want to wait for a lower high, luckily you get one, far from the EMA still, and that's a good entry. And that brings us into 12 o'clock. After the close, prices rallied, made two more legs up. Um, and I don't know what they're doing now, but that's what we saw for today. Again, low volume day. Looks like a range day. Maybe like two legs down, and two legs up correction. We'll see what happens for the rest of the week. But have a great day.